12 teams enter the Gadia City grid, but only 4 can fight for the title, the trophy, and $1 million.
It is time for the survival stage of Free Fire at EWC here in Paris.
The survival stage begins, and as you can imagine, we're going to crush some hopes, going to crush some dreams. Expect absolute chaos.
Ami आफ्नो best try दिनेछौ.
Dạ em nghĩ là 70% tụi em vào chung kết, còn 30% là hên xui thôi.
Time to introduce your next 12 teams to fight for survival. Aurora Gaming, S8UL,
Vitality,
LYON,
Apex
Total, Falcons,
Titan Esports, GunDynasty, Straw Hats, DRS
Team Secret.
Finals.
Yep, where we do have our grand finalists already waiting. They will be taking a break for today. But as we know, that survival stage is not going to be easy. While the Titans are out of the server for now, that doesn't mean that the journey today is going to be easy. 10 maps to go, and every single player or every single team in this lobby are equally matched.
Yeah, most of the Titans have made it to the grand finals, but there's only limited slot from the group stages. We have Team Falcons, our reigning club champions, still here, and they are the ones to be feared. Team Vitality, known as the Falcon Slayers, have hunted their prey down to the survival stage. And if we just look at, on paper, a lot of people would say that theoretically there are only 2 slots today. The other 2 most likely secured by Falcons and Vitality, and that's what general consensus, and it's not my words, it's what people would think, but I'm a sucker for underdog story. We've seen Straw Hats, we've seen TAG, we've seen GunDynasty. I want some of them, at least one of them, to get through.
Yeah, and it's really exciting as well. I mean, especially since yesterday was elimination day as well. We saw a story of comebacks, tenacity, some hard work and tears, and also some heartbreaks. But again, today, the heartbreaks doesn't stop because, like you mentioned, there are very, very limited slots. A majority of players today and teams today will be, having their journey stopping today as well. You can see how grim the faces are for so many of these players. For me, personally, I think that, you come in through a survival stage, you get the momentum, you learn a bit more about what needs to be, to be fixed as we go to grand finals. But at the same time, that extra day for grand finals for the Titans at the top there, being able to watch, dissect, is also quite scary to think about.
Yeah, and this is also quite the test for some of these new hopefuls that might not have been in this spot before. We are most of the time used to a regular day of 6 matches for each team, right? And then we swap between the groups, just like what we saw in the group stage. But today is different. Today is 10 matches. And if you make it to grand finals tomorrow, last year we had 10 matches. This year is unlimited with an extra 10 point added to the threshold. We could go beyond 10 matches if it really comes down to it, which means that the teams who are playing 10 matches in a day for the first time, they're going to be put to the test. It's no longer just a sprint, it's a marathon. They have to keep their wits throughout the entire day.
Yeah, and on top of that as well, when you are going about it, right, the stamina, there are some teams that do better, as maps go by. I think we saw that happening to Twisted Minds yesterday, where they went completely nuclear toward map number 3 and beyond. But after that, you have some teams like, say, Bram United, day 1 strong as heck, and day 2 a bit more quiet. And we are questioning, are they saving strats? Do they run out of energy? And I really hope that for today, these players in today can bring the energy as much as they have here all the way to finals tomorrow.
And then to add on to that, I want to give a couple of shout outs to the teams who are playing on stage today, right? We talk about TAG, Straw Hats, TAG nailing not 1, but 2 booyahs for India, right? The history of the region. even I think Shoto's family is here.
Quizá un poco mecánicamente, y lo que vamos a mejorar fundamentalmente yo creo que va a ser las rotaciones del equipo y un poco más centrados todos juntos.
We are doing better the rotations for the map and work together.
Work together because, you know, me and everyone around can all see LYON is a very strong team, especially people that are in love with Games King because his playstyle is very special, very unique. So are you confident enough to get the top 4 to go into the grand finals tomorrow?
¿Te sientes confiable para entrar en el top 4 y estar en la gran final mañana?
Sí, sí, obvio, me siento muy confiado, sé el equipo y la capacidad que tenemos y lo vamos a dar todo para poder mañana estar en la gran finals.
He's well for today and he's very confident for tomorrow.
Lovely, I love that. Okay, so one more questions. So in the board today, which is 12 teams, who do you guys aware the most?
Wait, repeat again?
In our top 12 today, so who do you guys aware the most? Which team?
¿Cuáles son los equipos que tú crees que están en el top 4 de hoy día?
Bueno, LYON, Aurora, GunDynasty, and Team Secret.
The teams are LYON is the first top in the top the table. And GunDynasty, Aurora, and Vitality, yeah, and Team Secret.
Oh my god, thank you. One from my country, but I'm very surprised you guys choose Aurora. Well, thank you so much, LYON, and I hope you guys will have your best day today to get into the top 4, and we will see you guys tomorrow in the grand finals. Thank you for your listening, and now let's see what's up more in Behave.
And that was Games King from LYON. And if you don't really remember who he is, used to be with, well, I want to say used to be. Last year he played under the banner of Movie Star R7 back on the world stage in Jakarta, and we actually celebrated his birthday there. And he also, I think, missed his graduation ceremony, if I remember correctly, but all for that big cut of glory. And here he is again under the banner of LYON and being one of the favorites to make it through to tomorrow and join some of the big dogs that he has competed with. We're going to head into game 1 right now, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be none.
A world where other teams can challenge these two, where other teams can take away space from these two as well. And I am curious to see whether or not we're going to be seeing hot drops happening. And looking at where things are going, Refinery straight toward TG, Straw Hats coming in toward the southern side, I wouldn't be surprised if these two were to clash.
So I had a conversation with Lucifer yesterday, and he said that if only an Indian team made it through to the finals from the group stage, because there is a high chance that some of these South Asian teams, being used to each other's rotation, might end up hunting one another down. And that could, you know, shift the balance and the scales and their chances of qualifying. Straw Hats already losing a member. At the start, we got Falcons up against DRS. The Real Soldiers, not really that of a threat in the hands of Pina, who dispatches 2 of them in a row. Pratik and KD got go down. Turnaround move in, drops the dome, but Pina still has the help out to work with. And Pina single-handedly taking care of the South Asians. And now he's looking for his third elimination. And of course, he gets it.
My gosh, Pina somehow managing to deal with different players at the same time, different angles, somehow managing to not only buy time for rotations, but also these isolated 1v1s. Scary work coming in from the Falcons, and they are dropping in super, super hot. There's a lot of early fights happening as well. S8UL are going head-to-head up against the Straw Hats as well going on here. And I think for the rest of the teams, this faster pace will not be stopping.
Early on, Games King did have Aurora Gaming on their list of teams to watch out for, even potentially qualify for the grand final tomorrow when they actually faced off in Santa Catarina, with Aurora Gaming coming out on top with 2 points. So that actually sent LYON Esports rotating away to Stone Rage on the south side. I believe they either used a hook gun or took the launch pad to get away from the situation. DRS again reuniting with TAG. They both actually ran into Falcons earlier on. Shoto actually is the first one to go down. The tip of the spear broken in half by DRS. And now they're pushing the envelope right into the Dolphins. Woven trying to bring his teammates back and get the job done. So now he's going to try and fight his way out. Gets Alu down as KD God joins in. But unfortunately, Pratik was watching the flank. And DRS comes out on top with 2.
Crazy stuff coming in from DRS real quick, knowing that TAG would be somewhere here to go in for that revive. No rocks unturned, as well as Team Secret looking to go head-to-head against GunDynasty here. Waiting for timing here, Tikoy in the front line, putting a bit of damage, and Venja barely alive. Rushes forward, one player from GunDynasty knocked down, and for Tikoy, it's all about finding last member, and death from above, and cleans up house. Team Secret looking real good right now with 2 eliminations already, and the rest of GD running away with their tails tucked between their legs.
Only one surviving member left for GD. Benel, again, the star sniper player of the team, showed up big time on day 1, but day 2 was more of a whimper. The stealth bites will get him out onto the edge of the map, and it's going to be a slow game from this point onwards. There's actually some concern for Team Secret's chances today, the heavy hitters. As Vitality shows up on the feed as well, taking out members of DRS. Strovax actually clapped back. Aurora now running into Falcons. DRS Gaming wiped out.
Here comes the Falcons, still on a rampage there. On fire, forced to reposition, with one of the players getting a knockdown as well. Quick with the break onto the blue one. That's looking so good by the Falcons, and it's a complete...
Straw Hats, cool, catching up onto Benel. And he find a finisher here. Teammates not anywhere in sight. He's going to take it slow. If Benel gets removed, that's going to be GunDynasty out of the first lobby.
You can hear how loud the players are down there celebrating as soon as they manage to get a wipeout here. With who waiting for that opening toward Bentley. Shots come through, but no full committal quite yet. And for good reason, the lack of information, the lack of ideas where other teams might be, that's keeping them at bay.
But now out of there, Stealth Bite came back off cooldown, but Straw Hats are calling in reinforcement, and there's an interception there. Shocked, lying in wait. There's the glue wall used, but now bringing his teammate back just in time. Heroics from Straw Hats, or in this case from GunDynasty, to keep that lifeline in this game. But that does give Straw Hats the 2nd point. As Vitality continuing that rampage. And then look at the STC replay here. Vitality up against DRS. Sebang and Joel.
Players as well. Rahat falls, but at the same time looking to trade. Ninja's already knocked out already. Koja comes through from the bottom side. Their angles are great. And Vitality goes big here already. 7 elims in the bag.
Yeah, that's one rears his head as well with the knock on the Sebang, and actually takes that one away. So it's going to force Vitality to get out of there as Team Secret rotates in. But Koja was one of the biggest breadwinners of that entire encounter, having the Aurora vision with the Koja, giving it information that there's actually 2 teams fighting in front of him as he makes the call to vulture and scavenge points instead of directly participating. So smart and tactical decision there from the Hornets. They will survive with 3 members for now, but shouldn't be too big of a problem as Team Secrets were a bit too far behind to have any impact on that outcome. Koja brings Sebang back into the lobby.
S8UL's one more player left as well. I think it shouldn't be a problem for him to be able to get this space. But if KD God's timing is good, might be able to run away with another point. Regardless, as we look at the rotations here, Northern side so interesting. Never mind, hold that thought here. Troll definitely heard the footsteps of KD God there as well. Gonna cross by one another. The glue walls keep Troll at bay, and managing to get his teammates back into the game must be frustrating with that off timing.
Both of them having the same idea. Survival first, elimination second. So both of them just wanted to do some shopping at the vending machine. No harm, no foul there. S8UL and TAG continues their run. Some teams so far silent. I was looking for Total Gaming IQ to have some early impact, but they are taking it slow. And rightfully so at Mammoth. Big area to work with. Falcons running into GunDynasty, and this time it's Benal to take the hit. Quad 4 on fire. And double digits now for Falcons. Shairu getting found out on the P now, wins the 1v1, but there's 3 more Falcons about to descend from above. Shairu needs to make this quick, and Falcons will make it painless. GunDynasty out.
It feels like they're the Grim Reaper in this server right now. Moving around the map, taking these fights and eliminating so many different teams here. Shocked, knocked out already. His Team Secrets will follow suit, wanting to go huge in terms of eliminations as well. They're not done quite yet. Looking for the final member, or at least one more member of the Straw Hats there, who will fall and eliminate a PLS1 on a rampage. Team Secret already with 9 eliminations, even taking that damage dealer right now. Damage dealer and leader, excuse me.
That's what's been missing for Team Secret. A couple of recipes need to be fine-tuned from yesterday, especially when we look at some of the key players. T-Kui and PLS1, they need to work hand in hand and have a good day. It's the biggest advantage and also the biggest weakness of Team Secret, and yesterday it really is ugly hit. So far, good start to game 1, 9 eliminations under their belt and counting. Straw Hats though will again get that revive in, same as S8UL. Not out of the game just yet, but nor actually dropped into the dens of the LYON. So that could be another 3 points for the LATAM representatives.
Interestingly enough, we're seeing some of these teams start farming these eliminations. And there's so many of them. Falcons, Vitality as well. Team Secret is also another one of them. It's so scary just seeing them move around the area, and also so decisive on how exactly they move, rotate, and crunch so many of these players as soon as execution happens. One thing's for sure though, is not as aggressive as I thought very, very early, and understandably so, as these teams start to get a feel of each other with their new strats, plays, and even drop spots.
And this circle should finally force Total Gaming IQ to start making a move from Mammoth. And usually it's an area that Twisted Mind likes to contest, but thankfully, since they are in the grand finals, it was freed up for TG. Falcons once more, multiple UAVs deployed just to cover the ground, get the lay of the land out. 12 eliminations with Straw Hats within the vicinity of Limit's line of sight if he so wishes to. When we look at the radar as well, Team Secret so far out, and actually Falcons with the scan catches all 4 of them at shrines.
And this is great, especially since they are going to be advantageous enough with the compound and the area. If Team Secret decides to just rotate over from northern side straight, they have to take this fight against the Falcons. Regardless, the circle will shift a bit more toward the southern side there, where TEC does have that middle area in full control. If anything, they can be the one that lays the law of the land, keeping the rest of teams out if they are strong enough.
TEC taking center of Kalahari. around command post, so there are some structures that they can still lean on for now, but my guess is the next circle shift will bring them all out into the open, and we saw that happen a couple of times yesterday. And that really is the true test for some of these teams. Can you fight out in the open? When it comes down to just raw decision making and the resources that you have, the battle of attrition will become the primary focus. For now, most of these squads still manage to slow it down. You see even the satellite dish occupied by Koja, Vitality spread out around Refinery, and this could help them intercept Team Secret.
Yeah, but they're not really showing their hand either, being very cautious right now. I don't think they've been spotted out quite yet. I was sort of expecting them to just really, you know, let her rip as the members of Team Secret rotate over and just really maybe steal away an elimination or two. But I think at this time, they're prioritizing on more opportune situations. Oh, crossbar here. There's the first shot coming through. PLS1 barely survives that first encounter.
This high ground run is not going to be easy. They will have to use that glue wall. PLS1 sent onto the flank to try and get a couple of pickoff. But this is where Team Secret sometimes struggle. Again, we talk about them having two key players that both need to have a good day. PLS1 starts it off good, takes out Koja on the satellite dish, and that is going to eliminate a big anchor for Vitality. Rescue come in, the medic in the form of Sebank. PLS1, if you can pin them down, Secret have a chance.
But Joel is there on the end, but got caught out there. Team Secret so aware, and even the Balan dash to quickly break those glue walls, but Dix a bit too aggressive there, does not realize there's someone waiting in the wings and chunks him down. And Vitality, they thought they had the high ground here, now in trouble, but able to recover. crossing, and the rest of Team Secret, well, for PLS1 is all about the reposition and just trying to get away and bring his teammates back into the game.
Setup was great for Team Secret, but the response was better from Team Vitality. Again, Koja bailing out his team, even though they lost the vantage point. And that's all thanks to Bang as well. The revive on the top of the satellite dish allowed them to recover in time. Not to mention Dix putting up a pretty good fight despite getting pushed by Tikui. So now Team Secret are really in hot water. Vitality, you know, not willing to give up. Koja actually getting tagged his limit from downtown, saving PLS1.
You cannot cross the Falcons right now. So aware! Positioning so good with the snipers. Nasty work, you can't cross. Your head has to be down. And the rest of the Falcons, I don't think Jack is gonna survive this encounter anytime soon either. They're just keeping an eye out for any other stragglers coming into the circle. I don't think any more than that is going to be achieved.
14 points now for the Falcons. Next in front of them, Titan Esports Club. Fortunately, the point on Jack wasn't able to be picked up, as the blue zone was the one that got the elimination at the end. PLS1 is now going to get pushed. Let's see how much he can make out of this. KD got with a good tag. And TAG making good on their promise, but his limit steals it away. Team Secret outwoven, shot mid-air by LYON. So TAG now will have to make that small move, but they are going to try and pin down Falcons on top of that command tower.
Just really taking this step by step. First step was just taking out the Team Secret player and then crossing through. Straw Hats as well, going to be pressured. Troll hasn't been noted quite yet. He could be able to run away with an elimination or two. Regardless, Straw Hats still on the outer end here, but TEC, there we go. Quick, just knock him down there. Blade finds him in the end so quickly. We'll be able to walk away with another point as the elimination does come through. But the fight's not over quite yet. You also have to cross the final boss, which are the Falcons. The high ground full in their control, but Straw Hats, the rest of them, are going to try and wrestle this area away.
And like I said earlier on, Tash, the circle is going to move out into the open. That's going to be the true test. TEC up against Straw Hats. TEC winning it out in a dominant fashion there, led by Blade with a triple. As we down to the 5 teams. Falcons was early on pinned down by LYON, but now they descend from the skies and pick up a couple again. Najat tried to run away, but not possible. Kutush just responded on fire, but no confirmation there. TEC tried to fight back, but Falcons fight harder. 19 points.
Honestly, scary how they just waterfall down and completely obliterate TEC. Only Kutush is left alive. Hasn't been spotted quite yet. But the Falcons are still being super cautious, knowing that there's another team watching and just seeing them close by. But it's Pina to open up that space, checking those corners, dotting their eye, crossing their T's. They spotted out TAG, also the Lions as well. But for the rest of TAG, they're not able to rotate into the zone and get completely annihilated.
Clamped down by the Lions, and the rotation was just too late. Even the Hail Mary didn't work out. Falcons getting pushed, but still able to retrieve that teammate's Kororo, bleeding up profusely, but in the end was able to patch himself back up. So Falcons back up on their feet and now are in a prime position to take the first booyah, unless LYON has something to say about it.
They're just still waiting patiently right now. There's a lot of pressure coming in from so many different angles. The LYON cannot come through the front door, so they're gonna move away to a different compound and just really barricade themselves inside.
Total Gaming have a chance now. The circle in their favor, it's gonna start shifting, so TG, they can move and let LYON and Falcons play this out.
Waiting here, Aztec gonna rush forward, cannot do so quite yet. Wata, great opening onto On Fire, just to cripple down the Falcons a little bit more.
Play slow. Slow and steady, you do not need to rush this. Circle in your favor, TG. This is your chance. You've seen your friends do it yesterday. You know it's possible. Falcons now threatened by the blue.
Have to move forward as well. Here's GameSkin keeping the rest of the Falcons away from the zone. And they're forced to move away. Zoned out, On Fire, knocked down, and eliminated Mafia, doing the damage and taking away that space. The Falcons, numbers dwindling, space not in their favor. And as for the rest of the team here, TG forced, because they have to be aware that the LYON is close by.
Great rotation from LYON on the flank as well. TG, can they stop the Aztec? Gets traded out by Hacks. They had the position, but LYON knew just where to strike hard. Water in to try and salvage the situation and get a couple of points for himself. It's Games King drops down the building, but he does have Aztec and Shanky left with him. This is still very doable for Total Gaming IQ.
Timing is so good, and thanks to LYON, they have a bit more space to work with. But the shots coming in from Joker is just incredible.
They can do it.
Down. And now for TG, gonna rush forward here. LYON only one member left. Joker gonna try and make some magic here. But I don't think TG is gonna allow that to happen. A reposition is there, the glue wall set down, but it's going to be broken! And TG, a booyah to start off the day.
Another booyah for the region.
Up in the top sort of series on our leaderboard. So the fact that they were able to come in that second place as well and holding it in there, finishing off, I think it was about 7 eliminations. And that was a great feat from them. But of course, not taking away from Total Gaming. So it is something that, you know, these guys are going to be doing incredibly well. But look, if we touch on Team Lions, do you think that they have the grit and tenacity to keep going?
Yeah, I mean, did you see how Joker was the last man standing and he really gave him all? Just take a look at the key players. Is dominated by mostly the players that are showing their true identity, and that one of them is of course Joker from LYON itself.
Yeah, and you don't want to be, you know, messing around with the Joker, okay, if we've seen anything from that. So looks like these players, you know, they know exactly what is meant for them today. And something that I sort of wanted to bring up as well is GunDynasty.
Yeah!
What happened there?
It was quite unfortunate, of course, what happened with GunDynasty, but then again, I am hoping and praying for the best. I am keeping my fingers crossed because I really want to see what they bring to the table today. I mean, we all saw some hope just on the first day of the group stage, right? We are hoping that they keep the same spirit, they have the same tenacity, and that is exactly what we're looking for today.
Yeah, and we talk about these sort of slow starts across our matches and obviously from the group stages, but when we've got 10 matches today, no break, just all surviving in the survival stages, these teams need to sort of take more of that, you know, I guess play style from these top hitting teams like the Falcons and even Team Vitality, where they sort of progressed and had these eliminations up the top there. This is probably the crucial moment that these teams need to capitalize on eliminations. Obviously, it's awesome to get the booyah and additional points for placement, but it is the sort of kicking things off that they need to cement themselves at the top, because we only send, is it 2 through to the top?
Yeah, and talking about Team Vitality, one thing that I really want to talk about is when they were facing Team Secret, the only Vietnamese team that we have in EWC this year. That was something, right? They finally bailed themselves out of that situation just to be taken out by S8UL. So they need to be more careful, okay? I'm talking to you, Team Vitality. But I guess now it's time to go back to the casters. I'm pretty sure they have a lot to say about the first game. So without further delay, take it away, guys.
Thank you very much, Conchita, as well as Lace. That was crazy stuff coming in from Kalahari. Map 1 already. Total Gaming Esports IQ starting it really, really hot, but it's the Falcons that went all the way till the end, farming those eliminations, showing us what aggression looks like, and I don't think they'll be stopping anytime soon.
Not at all. That's the third booyah for the region of India. You know what? I'm just gonna rub it in Yunsu. That's 2 more booyahs over Vietnam so far at EWC. All right, Secret, you gotta step up. We've seen some moments of brilliance there. Again, it really came down to what I believe Tikoi said in an early interview piece, that 70% effort and hard work, 30% luck, and as much as we look back at the final circle of Game 1, you have to sprinkle a little bit of that pixie dust, because it was the circle shift that really caught Falcons off guard. They ended up from being in the best position in the final circle to being in the worst position. So of course, with some stroke of luck, TG got the booyah done, but it's not in enemies taking away the effort that they put in to make it happen, right? Because if not, then LYON would have been the team that won the round. With that aside, we're going to head into Game 2 in just a little bit, and I want to see if this trend is going to continue, because we're going all the way back to a classic map.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to the basics as well. We saw a little bit more of the aggression early. Now, for some of these teams in the lobby, I believe that when we look at the bottom, right, Aurora Gaming, GunDynasty, DRS, we haven't really seen too much from them as well. I believe that throughout out of all these last three, only GunDynasty ended up going out of the game with about 2 eliminations. So these are what I would feel for teams like, say, Daryl, Daryl, and also GunDynasty. They are a team that I would say love to go for eliminations. They love to go for skirmishes early. We didn't get to see that. What we might be able to see, so here as Alu in the front of the compound, head-to-head up against Vitality.
It's been a tough fight. Quite the challenge to pick for yourselves, DRS. Rimnam Village, not really too much area to work with, and they did drop on the edge, so the bigger compound given over to the Hornets. GunDynasty hunted down by Titan Esports Club. Another start that just not in the favor of GD. DRS actually finding an early knockdown as well, but I think Vitality are fighting back at Rimnam Village. GD again sent on the run.
Look at these rotations there as well. DRS finally here. Ooh, Koja may have bitten more than he can chew there. Also going to be the next one sent back out, as the other 2 members of Vitality are just going to move away there, separated from one another after all. I think this is a good thing, since C-Bank is the one that is close to our factory, being able to bring back his teammate into the game. Good recovery.
Yeah. And I think for Team Vitality themselves, it actually has, making it to the grand finals means more than just qualifying for a chance at the trophy, right? Like last year, the 3 Indonesian teams in the grand finals were Vitality, EVOS, and RQ. And of course, they won that reunion there.
Right.
And people usually don't remember second places, but Vitality finished second in Ria last year. So this is going to be quite pressure for the Indonesians. David finds a isolated Ninja. Let's get the point for his team, but the rest, the TEC are coming in. Let's see if David can build himself out of this one. Less than 100 health to work with. Blade around the corner with the Bison. That's the 3rd point for TEC.
Yeah, quick with that as well. You can hear the team just celebrating there. You can hear how loud they're cheering throughout all of that. Except for Aurora. 2 eliminations already super quickly, and this is great for them as well. Gotta make up for those lost points after they had gotten eliminated a little bit too early from that last map.
Time Circle should have a good chance of going over to the northern side. S8UL against Straw Hats. Something that was predicted by Lucifer earlier on. GD gets full revive. And now another visitation made to Rimnam Village, this time by Team Secret. Earlier on, DRS were able to drive out the majority of Vitality. But Team Secret, they're looking for some redemption here for day number 2. Let's see if DRS can build themselves out of this situation. It's LYON. They do find, I believe, TG. That's going to be 2 points for them.
Just winning the games right now. Positions, not seeing anyone in the corner as well. I am curious to see where exactly the trajectory of these Team Secret players are going to be as well, since Pratik is being pressured by Joel all the way top side. Knocked down already. His teammate trying his best to just really maybe bring his teammate back into the game, but Tikui sees otherwise. Bit of cover, and being the gatekeeper after all takes a bit of damage, but securing that point, taking it away from Team Vitality feels rough.
Yeah, I do like what Team Secret is doing right now. They're gonna take Rimnam Village and play that late rotation game, which might benefit them in the end. So I think the state of the circle, it is gonna move pretty far up. So a lot of teams would want to look for that early entry, which does give them more leg room to work with. Now it's just about clearing out the compound and make sure that there's no one who is hunkered down here. Don't really want any squatters in this area. Team Secret, they found their 5th PLS1 on the Joe, and now they have control of Rimnam Village.
Loving the way how Team Secret is just taking this step by step. First of all, find that first player in the front. Do not allow Joel to really pressure us and then come in together. The team do not allow him this 1v1 fights. Now it's about the long rotation into that circle as you have Pina here on the screen. Try to put a damage toward Jack. Nothing really connecting as he will be repositioning quickly away from his life. Crossing past 2 teams! But it's Vitality that is waiting in the wings and taking away that point. Vitality is so slippery. There's so many close calls from that first map all the way to here, even yesterday. And for them, being able to just really stabilize and bring themselves back into the game all the way to the end is what they aim for.
They get the full revive on top of that. S8UL unfortunately bows out early. 8 more games to go after this. So we slowly cross out the list. Falcons. And contrary to game 1, this is definitely one of the more slower start. TAG against GD. Vergab against Wolvin. Dome gets dropped, blocked up by the glue wall, but Wolvin is going to start receiving extra resistance. There's Shairu. Good stuff. Wolvin getting it done. And the backup from Shoto confirms GunDynasty's demise. Another early exit for the hopefuls.
Twice already and such a heartbreak. The crowd so excited at this outcome here. Shanky barely alive right now as they're able to just really rush forward, wants to take away the space from Vitality, but Z-Bank huge on those 2 knockdowns. Wata and Shanky down and out. Is Vitality happy with this outcome? That's a double elimination from this guy. And they will be rushing forward into another area. Trying to find the final member if they can. Mafia, you gotta get out of here. You gotta bring your teammates back into the game if you want to prolong your survivability.
And it should be achievable. He did use a Dynamo Clears at Kautolistewa, where Vending Machine is present. Won't be able to get a full team revive, but you gotta start somewhere. Shanky and Aztag being the choice. And Vitality, of course, catching Total Gaming Aiku completely off guard from behind and now putting out a hit list on the Mafia. They aim to finish the job. Falcons just passing by Observatory. Would it say that there's a good chance that this circle goes all the way up north? Now we see that long rotations come in. TEC actually already in the circle along with TAG. The South Asian teams taking center stage, and they had someone used the Dynocleus on the northern side. I believe both of them now did, of Riverside and Mill. They might be looking for the same rotation trajectory. We'll check in on that in just a little bit. DRS out from the jaws of Falcons. Limits somehow his Stroax right there.
Oh my gosh, you do not want to cross this guy. Not able to get that final member, but it's enough damage already with 4 eliminations. A little bit slower than the first map, but still so confident on where they go and how exactly they want to be able to be taking this fight. It's going to be quick launch pad? No. Yeah, quick into the zone as well. Have to be careful because the majority of teams have started to rotate northern side because this is a hard shift to the top, so that southern side is about to get super busy at peak especially.
Yeah, most of the teams inside the safe zone, clearly comfortably tucked in, are the South Asian squads. And TEC is one of them, right in the center. Slightly north of Riverside, as we check back at the earlier ambush by Team Vitality on the Total Gaming. Against C-Bank with the opener, with these coming in as a follow-up, completely catching them off guard. Team Secret now running into Aurora Gaming. And the blitz is a bit too much for Aurora to put up much of a resistance. So that's already 2 bodies dropped. Jun now is going to be next on the hit list. And T-Quay chases him down. Can Jun hold a candle to this man, the prodigy of Vietnam? The answer clear as day. T-Quay secures the 8th for Team Secret.
This guy is going completely nuclear right now, and we already expected that the southern side is about to get super, super hectic. with the Axel, the last person standing for the team, forced to move away here, but Team Secret has been hot. Rushes forward, goes up head-to-head here, but Koja goes huge with 2 knockdowns already. Now, it's all about just finding...
Making sure that they stay close to the safe zone, but they're also avoiding conflict. So this middle area is going to be their stronghold. And when the circle closes in, they could slowly work